Hello, everyone. Welcome to our today's session about Power BI with CELUS Data Hub. Okay, today we will have Kamcha from CELUS telling you about how to connect Power BI with CELUS Data Hub and show you the very basics. And then we will have Jeremy Lloyd from University of Maine, who will show you some practical examples of what he is doing with the connection and what dashboards he's building and stuff like that. Okay, so I hope you will enjoy it, and I will now let Kamcha speak.
Hi everyone, I am from CELUS support team. My name is Camila and I will show you how to build your first visuals from connecting Power BI and CELUS Data Hub. I will now start to share my screen. I hope you already see my screen. And I will start by short introduction of CELUS. CELUS is an online platform for management of e-resource usage statistics. The platform is designed for big data and for easy data collection. It's automatically harvesting your counter-compliant platform's data. And even when setting up your credentials, we help by bulk import, and you can start harvesting your data. For non-counter platforms, we also offer a solution. It's a manual upload of some 150 non-counter platform data. And once you have it in CELUS, you have all your data in one place. It's not scattered in tables like on Drive, Shared Drive, Google Drive, anything like that. It's just in databases in CELUS, and it's all accessible at once. And there's one more issue. In 2025, there was the transition from counter release 5 to release 5.1, and we worked hard to make the transition easy. In Sushi Management, you clone your credentials to release 5.1 and start harvesting right away. In reporting, there is possibility to create merged reports. So whether the platform transitions in January or March or June or anything else, you have your data continuity ensured. And now to CELUS Data Hub. It's an add-on on CELUS. So once you have your data in CELUS, and you have CELUS Data Hub available, you can access all your usage data from external tools like Power BI, Tableau, Metabase, Databricks, and also you can query it by SQL queries and much more. The CELUS Data Hub is using a powerful analytical database, ClickHouse. It's running on our infrastructure, and you are having a clone of your data on the ClickHouse in the ClickHouse database, and you can query that directly. There is no need to copy the data. You just connect to it. You will see it later and build your applications on that. The data is prepared for you, cleaned by CELUS, like you have your ISBNs normalized, year of publications are also normalized and transformed into numbers. It's all prepared to make you comfortable working with your data. If you have already CELUS account and you want to have the Data Hub add-on switched on, you just contact us at ask@celus.net and we will switch it on for you. So how it looks in CELUS. In CELUS, when you have the Data Hub switched on, you will see a menu Data Hub, and in the menu, you will see your database connection information. I will shortly switch to CELUS Live. Here we are. I have a demo account here. Here is my dashboard in CELUS. I have my data already harvested. And here I have my Data Hub menu. And here I have description. I have my connection information here. It's easily I can easily copy from here by this icon. I have my button for manual synchronization. Otherwise, the synchronization is done automatically every day. And I also have an overview of the reports which are available, and even the icons here are clickable. And if I click it, I am transferred directly into the ClickHouse database to see how the data is structured, to see what columns I have there, how their names are, and I can query the tables. It's really easy to use, easy to check, and it helps you to work with the data. We have also a knowledge base article here. When the blue button with ambulance is, the article is prepared to guide you through step by step through the connection from CELUS Data Hub to Power BI, explain how the tables are structured and guide you through the process. So if you get lost, you call the ambulance and you get help. And of course, at CELUS, CELUS at ask@celus.net, we help you with anything you struggle with. I will shortly go back to the presentation. This is what I have already said. And this is a feature to make the counter transition easy. The continuity is made easy. The reports in release 5 and release 5.1 are available separately in the Data Hub, but they are also available as one merged report to enable you to access your data, whether it's in Counter 5 or Counter 5.1. For each title report, database report, platform report, or item report for multimedia. It's prepared as merged to access both release 5 and 5.1. One precaution from me, from us, your tables will be probably large. They will probably have millions of rows, which is no problem for CELUS. It's no problem for ClickHouse, but it would be not fast and not easy to manage in Power BI. So it's good before you start creating your visuals to pre-process your data, and you will see, I will show how to do it. So now to creating the first Power BI dashboard. You can, if you are not familiar with Power BI very much and you want an easy start, you can use our templates. And our template is a prepared visual which only needs your connection details and will do the work for you. Now I'm prompted for the connection data. I go to the CELUS Data Hub and one by one copy the connection data to Power BI. And press load. The data gets loaded. It's the demo data which I had in CELUS, and I have already a build model, queries made ready, and the visual made ready. It's not static. I can change it. I can choose whatever metric I want, time range I want, platform, and even I can change the report here. So this is an easy way to start. And now we will go to building a report from scratch. You start by switching on Power BI desktop. Choosing a blank report. And you select to get data from another source. Here you start rating ClickHouse and it will appear. You select connect. And here you also need your connection details. From CELUS, you will again copy your connection details from CELUS. Port, I have also the information here. I will put there the 8443 and copy the database name. I will choose whether to import or direct query the data. I will now choose the import click on OK. And if I was connecting for the first time, Power BI would also ask for my username and password. These are also available here under the icons. I already used my Power BI with the account, so I have already my username and password stored within Power BI. So it doesn't ask me anymore. Here I have an overview of all the tables which I have available. Here, this one is for my only non-counter platform which I have prepared. These are counter reports, and here are also tags, like platform text and title text. And here I choose this one because this is ideal for my purpose, which when I want to get a title report and I don't want to think if it's counter 5 or counter 5.1 where I have the data, I just choose the merged report. And now I can load the data into Power BI, but I would struggle with large data and Power BI would be probably slow. I don't want that. I want to transform the data. Here, it opens the Power Query Editor, which is very good for transformation of the data before I load them into Power BI. First, I can see that I have many columns which I don't need for my visual. So I will choose only the columns which I need, which will be metric, it will be platform. I will leave titles for now, but I would like to use access type. I would like to use year of publication. I will need the usage values and I will need the date. Okay, and now I see I have a reduced number of columns. If I forget or remove one more column and I will need it later, I can go back to this step. I can go back to any step, but I can choose more columns if I need to. Right now, I'm okay with it. It looks fine. I only shift value to the end to have a better prepared next step, which will be more reducing of the data by grouping it. I selected all the columns except value because I want to use them later. Select group by, and everything I need to use must be either here or here as an operation. I want to use the values and I need to use it as a sum. And this is my grouping prepared. And like this, I have some more reduced the number of rows to what I actually need. And now I have my data prepared and reduced, and I can close and apply to transfer it into Power BI. It will work for a while. And now I have my data ready in Power BI. I have done some work, so I will save my results. And I will start building my visuals. It's very easy. I definitely need date and I need the usage values. And I have my first visual, only it's everything together, which I don't want. I would like to see the access type. And if I want to have it like this, I drop it in the legend. And then I want to filter the data, and therefore I will add some slicers. The first slicer will be for metric, to choose a particular metric and not to have all my data stacked together. I will choose unique item requests, and now I want to be able to choose which platform I will display. So I will add another slicer with platform. And now I can choose between platforms and or switch it off if I click it one more time. I will add one more slicer, and this is for years. And I can then adjust the range between the years I have available. So this is fine. Save it. I name it simple. And now I want to duplicate it and build something with using the year of publication, because it's a very interesting parameter to show. So I will remove the date, and now I have everything in one pile, and I will instead drag and drop the year of publication. It creates a visual which is not looking nice, but it's easy to adjust it to make it more interesting. The problem is the x-axis, which is too long and which is in order which I don't like. So I will set a minimum and a maximum, and I will invert the range. So this is looking better, and I still want some more options for the range of year of publication. So I'm adding a zoom slider to be able to zoom in on a year of publication, which is more interesting. And like this, I have already split the usage according to metric, platform, and year of publication. And at this, I can already get some insights that for American Physical Society, the year of publication, the most used is the recent 2, 3, 5 years, but for EBSCO or JSTOR, if I rearrange the range, it goes much more to the past. It's more used like an archive. If I'm happy with the work, I save it, and now I can publish the reports to make it usable by my colleagues. I have a prepared workspace, CELUS Analytics. Select this one, and Power BI starts to upload the model, the visuals, the data into the Power BI cloud to make it available in Power BI service. Still publishing. And here we are. We have already our model and visuals available. We can click directly into the cloud. And here we have both the visuals available. They are not static, they are still changeable, interactive. And this is all done by the slicers and by the interactive features. So this is good if you want your colleagues to be able to adjust your visuals. It's good to have the slicers there. So this is all from me today. I will hand over to Jeremy Lloyd. Jeremy, it's yours.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jeremy Lloyd, and I am the Serials Manager at the University of Maine. I have produced a couple of dashboards that we'll go over. Um, just to kind of start to say is that we've only been using this service for a couple of months, and so I am just amazed by how quickly I was able to really learn what they were doing and pull it into this service. So I just kind of wanted to take a moment and say that. And then starting, this is kind of my first dashboard that I had started. And this is just a very big overview of let's see, can I zoom out? There we go. Just kind of a very big overview of our package, of our portfolio, kind of looking at it through a couple of different lenses. So up in the top corner, I am using our Scopus subject headers keyed to titles to give us an idea of the composition of our portfolio through these Scopus titles, our Scopus subject titles, and what our school's disciplines actually are. So it's kind of a good way at a glance to say, is our package representative of the things that our students are learning? And unlike Camilla, where I was using the slicers, I kind of sit on the filters a little more using these broad filters across. So here I have a handful of filters on the specific visuals, but also on individual titles. So or individual graphs. So for most of these, I am looking at the last 5 years, really kind of interested in those things that are going to hit copyright clearance if we're moving them into ILL as we're trying to identify our portfolio. So kind of moving from our scope of subjects, these are our usage via our individual platforms. You'll notice for this presentation, I did a lot of this work on Saturday, so pie charts are going to be pretty heavily used. Um, but what's nice is that, in here is that, you can click on this and it will actually live filter the rest of the information based off of that. So, looking at my EBSCO account, it's just going to now highlight my social sciences medicine journals. It's going to just bring up those titles here and allow me to search by looking at them through alphabetical and their actual usage. And then kind of come back out. Sorry, I'm using a laptop and I don't get all the good mouse controls. And then lastly, I have a little dashboard here that's kind of giving a general health of our collection as looking at more or less general different buckets of usage that how many titles are falling into. And I've broken that down through a year. So looking at this one and bringing out my data for that, so what I've done is we've got my different categories, 100 plus uses, 51 plus, so on and so forth, and the different years. So you can kind of see how our portfolio is actually kind of trending in that middle high use, which is kind of nice to see that we're getting a lot of journals that are being used in those higher categories as opposed to some of these lower ones where we might not be seeing necessarily as much usage. So that's kind of what I've done with this one and just kind of this general overview. And then moving into a different dashboard. So for this, I am kind of looking at, again, portfolio composition. Specifically, I'm looking at it through access type because we are trying to consider, again, the health of our portfolio and how it is being managed via the different access types, if whether or not we've got too much open access or free to read and that we're paying for, we'd really like to be able to kind of get a look at that. So this top one is just a general of the how many titles in our TR reports are coming back as controlled, open, or free to read. And then this one beneath it is the actual usage that is coming from that. Our institution really prefers using unique item requests. And so I've filtered it already. So all we're seeing is unique item requests. So kind of looking between these two, I would say that this is looking pretty good. I mean, what we're paying for is the predominant amount of our usage. However, I am able to just kind of step over to the side and pick a different publisher. And for example, the American Association of Cancer Research, what we are paying for is only slightly coming in as our big usage. Our big usage is really coming from stuff that is free to read through this package. And so this is kind of something that's going to give us a quick way to identify those things that are, I don't want to say clogging up, but are maybe necessarily not being the best bang for our buck in any given portfolio. And as I'm sure a lot of us are looking at budget cuts this year, this is something that is a good way to realize whether or not what we're paying for is really what we're getting. And this is just, again, going to live update through the different things that allows us to look and see whether or not any given item, what its usage is. Again, I'm looking at these 5 years. And so one of the things is that I'm not really crazy about what this one is giving me, this UIR. So I think I'm going to change it out for something else. So deleting this, I'm actually going to pop over into that ClickHouse, and I have a query kind of ready that is going to give me different buckets of usage. So I'm going to go ahead and run that, bring that down, and then I can download this as a CSV. And it spits out a nice little document for me. I have already taken a
I don't
note.
think it's visible. We still see your
Oh,
Power BI.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How's that?
Yeah, that's much better
Okay.
now. Yeah.
All right. So from here, we are then able to download this as a CSV. And again, let's move that. And so we get this nice little Excel sheet. And then doing a little bit more cleaning up, I am able to bring this back into CELUS. And I'm going to get data as a CSV. This is my CCW counts. And I want to come ahead and transform the data. So my big thing that I really do a lot is I make sure that my ISNs do not have the hyphen. It really helps on my end for data matching. So we will move that out and then just make sure.
Again, I think
Oh,
you're.
I'm sorry. I'm using a laptop and I don't normally use this one. Why is it not?
We see your Power BI screen.
Yeah. How's that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So this is my Power Query. So I'm just going to bring that in.
Andrea is asking if you can redo the steps on how you got the CSV because
Sure.
we didn't see that.
Sure. I'm sorry. So we're going to get data up here in this top corner and text CSV. And I will bring in a cleaned folder or a clean file. And then we'll bring this in for transform data. I'm going to take this first step to make it my first row is headers. That way everything comes in. And then I'm going to remove these hyphens. And so this is just a little data that I had actually, just like I said, kind of already pre-screened in order to bring in the way I'd like it. So we're going to go ahead and apply those changes. Who's yelling? I'm sorry, everything just kind of fell apart on me there.
Do we have something outstanding which we can answer in the meantime?
Yes, we have one question from Jason, and I believe we would like Beda to answer this one. Jason is asking, I can wait until the end for an answer, but I'm wondering if it will be possible in the future to create tables and views of our own on the ClickHouse server. It would be helpful to be able to do data transformations using a tool like dbeaver rather than trying to do that in Power BI. I'm not sure Beda is listening.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is.
Yeah, we don't plan this for now. For now, the ClickHouse database is fully read only for you. One of the reasons being simply security and so on. But this is definitely something we can consider if there is a way how to make it safe for you to create some stuff in ClickHouse. Yeah, we will definitely think about it, but it is not possible right now. We didn't think about this at all before this call, so we will have to consider what are the options.
Okay, thank you, Beda. We have one question from Delia in the chat. Once the link is created, do the statistics update automatically or they always need to be uploaded manually to Power BI?
There is some ifs, but if you use the method of import as I used it, you need to manually refresh your data in Power BI desktop and then republish it to Power BI service. This is how Power BI works. In CELUS versus ClickHouse, there is a daily synchronization, and if you get some fresh data loaded and you want to start a synchronization immediately, you can do it once per hour manually by clicking a button. So the connection CELUS to ClickHouse, this runs automatically. ClickHouse to Power BI, you have to open Power BI desktop and refresh the data.
So William is asking, when exporting data from CELUS, what are the formats, if not using Power BI or the optional data hub? Or anyone?
When exporting data from CELUS, what are the formats? If not using Power BI. Okay. In CELUS, you can export any data you have there or any data created in a reporting in CELUS. You can export it in Excel. And I think you have also some options to export it in CSV. If you if you have the CELUS Data Hub available and you click from CELUS to ClickHouse database, that's already the Data Hub, you have export options. You can query the tables or export the whole tables in CSV, DSV, JSON, and some other formats as I remember. But just today I tried to export my whole TR table in CSV and open it in Excel, and Excel really struggled with the volume of the data. It didn't work well.
Yeah, we have Rachel here asking, just thinking about Jeremy's technical difficulties and wondering if when we are doing this work with Power BI, do we need to be sure our computers have enough memory to handle large amounts of data?
The amount of data, when you combine all the tables, it's a question. And if you filter your data, either and it does not have to be overly complicated. You can filter it like me by clicking. And this is enough to filter your data sufficiently to work in Power BI. Even I got some results in Excel, but you have to be careful and filter your data.
And then just to add in, I would say that I had the worst kind of technical error, which was a hidden window asking me a question.
Oh.
So I think I think I'm ready to show where I was. That's all right. So coming back into Power BI, and I wanted to get rid of this and replace it with a different kind of matrix that I've worked on, which is, again, I am doing some stuff working on I am working on a CCW project. And so bringing in a couple of things. So this did not bring it in as I would like. So we want columns 3 and 6. Blah, blah. So for my row, we are column 3, which is my titles. And then for my columns, we will use 7, 8, 9. These are all my different buckets for that. And then my actual values can come in. Let's call them 6. I'm sorry, everyone. I am a baby user. And what this is doing for me is it is bringing my, I'm sorry, we'll just skip this one. I practiced it and then it messed up on me. So anyways, this is my last little demonstration that I'll show you all. This is a little bit of dummy data that I had created. Again, I am looking at my whole portfolio, looking at it by things by the count of titles, the sum of the values that we are getting, and the size generally. To kind of cover up a little of our data, I have this some fake platforms that we have here. And so kind of to look again at what are my good titles, I'm going to bring in a table. And then over here on my thing, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my title name, and I'm going to bring in my values. Bring this into a little more viewable. And then this is going to let me go in and say, okay, for this given publisher, these are my heavy hitters. And again, this is just something that I like, and it allows me why I prefer to do these instead of the slicers. Because one thing that I prefer is I do prefer a static report. And so you can actually export this as a PDF. And so once we have it the way that we like it, we can now bring this out as a nice static PDF that we can add to an Excel document and just be a nice little report and presentation. And, so that is basically how I have been using Power BI at this time.
Thank you very much. And I think it was really cool, including the file that you exported from the ClickHouse itself. I think one of the users maybe also wanted to see that how you ask the ClickHouse database interface. If you just could shortly show the web interface in ClickHouse that you queried to get the CSV file.
Sure. So this is that's my query, but I have been using the TR merged.
Uh-huh.
I swear, I am doing everything wrong for you guys today.
No,
I think it's merged without the D at the end, isn't it?
You know what? We'll just do it the easy way. Boop. So starting from here, just being able to look at this is always very nice. One of the things that I have used is I really enjoy being able to filter through platform ID and title IDs, just because they are able to, I like matching on numbers. And then this is the query that I had generated. And so what this is going to do for me is one thing is I have it so it is filtering out everything but the unique item requests. So I'm only pulling back my unique item request for these mounts. And then I am getting platform name, so I can filter that way, the title name, ISSNs through the different ways. And then I kind of have it broken down into the last 5 years, so usage across 25, 24, and so on. And then the things before that into kind of a CCW free bucket so that I can, my next steps for this project I'm working on is identifying what back files we have access to as we are picking what we are keeping and what we are losing.
Great, thank you, thank you. I totally see there is work in building such a query to make it work, and it's totally fine to have it somewhere placed and then use it.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy. You are getting a lot of praise here in the chat. So make sure to read all those messages.
Thank you.
Just one tiny question. People are asking what CCW free means.
I'm sorry. Oh, CCW is it is the Copyright Clearance Center. I forget where the W came from in my mind. I must be using it from some acronym, but it's copyright clearance, and it is for the ILL purposes. If we put out a request for something, you get the first 5 or so requests at free, and then you start having to pay after that. So if we're using a lot of things in these last 5 years, we are able to, if we're mostly using things that aren't in that 5 year period, we can kind of move those onto an ILL service and get more cheap access.
Okay, thank you. And we have a couple more questions. So I will continue with questions for Jeremy. Do you use any methods to share the visualizations with your colleagues?
Right now, the way that we've been sharing it is through the PDF export.
Okay. Delia is asking, what do you count in usage? What is the metric?
So the metric we use is the unique item requests from counter reports. So that is a single person clicking on a single thing once.
Yes, thank you. And a question from Trey. Jeremy showed downloading data from ClickHouse as opposed to connecting to the data in the way Camilla showed. Are those two separate methods to accomplish the same thing? If so, are there pros and cons to those methods?
I will speak from my side, which is that I am using, this is not my normal computer. And so there is a driver that I don't have access to at this time. I find the Excel linking to be preferred, honestly, to going through the ClickHouse downloading. But yeah, I don't think for my purposes, if one or the other is more beneficial, but I'll let someone else with more experience speak in. And then for Delia's question, it is from the Title Master. Everything you saw there was from Title Master reports.
From my point, there is a lot of ways how to connect to your data, either through the ClickHouse web interface or by clicking directly uh, through the ClickHouse native connection. I think the second one is clickable and it was more accessible for me at the beginning. But if you are familiar with writing SQL queries and uh, you are used to it and you prefer it, there is the way in ClickHouse interface, and there is another way also in Power BI through ODBC connection, and we will show that in the next webinar. So if you follow up also the next webinar, you will see one more way to connect to Power BI, but there are more.
Perfect. Nice little teaser for the next webinar. Okay, we have some more things in the chat, but to continue the questions, another like expanding question from Trey. Please briefly mention what the relationship between CELUS and ClickHouse is. We are not live on CELUS yet, and a different unit is handling the implementation. Okay. Kamcha, or should we ask Beda to explain the relationship between CELUS and ClickHouse?
Maybe I will step in. There are different levels on which to answer that. So from the technical point of view, ClickHouse is an open source database. Anyone can download it and install it, and it's optimized for really fast analytical queries. So this is why we use it. We use it both internally in ClickHouse, and because it's so powerful, we decided to use it as a tool how to export data from CELUS for your usage. So CELUS is an application for managing your usage stats, and ClickHouse is a separate database which we installed for you and where we export your data. There is no, let's say, company connection to ClickHouse or something. ClickHouse is just a database like I don't know, my Microsoft SQL Server or other PostgreSQL and so on. So it's another database software.
Thank you. Trey says, thanks, Beda. That makes perfect sense. So I guess that's answered. Another question. I see Christoph is typing an answer, but we can read it out loud. How do you count database usage that are not counter compliant?
Yeah, I thought I might answer this. Well, the question is whether I understand the question correctly. So I don't know what you exactly mean by how do we count database usage that are not counter compliant. So if you mean counting in the like for pricing, where we count every platform as additional platform, so the more platforms you have, the more you pay, or whether the question was related to how do you count database usage.
I think it's about how you get the data if there is no database report. So then you use non-counter reports with the same data. If there is any way how the platform gives you your usage data, if it's not a standard counter report but something else, we either already support it or you can send it to us and we prepare a special importer for that particular report, and then you will have your usage data in CELUS, and if you have the Data Hub active, you will also have it available in the Data Hub. But of course, the way how different platforms report and count their usage may be totally different from counter, and because they are not audited, if they are not counter compliant, you never know what the numbers really mean. So I would probably try to stay away from platforms that don't have counter reporting. But I understand that it's not always the choice.
Yes, I will just add to that if you want to see which non-counter platforms we are supporting currently, you can go to celus.net to the menu item support, and under it you can find non-counter platforms. There is a list of all the non-counter platforms that we support, and if you are missing something there, you can just send it to us and we will try our best to process it. And for now, there is last question from Jason. Would it be possible to send you an SQL query myself and have you make a view from it?
Well, we can think about it, but I don't really see if there is any advantage in this, because you can query ClickHouse using SQL yourself. And if you make a view out of it, it will, in the background, it will still do the query whenever you use it. So you can just use the query yourself. As I said, ClickHouse is really powerful. It's really fast. If you have seen in Jeremy's presentation, it was crunching like 10 million rows in like 1 second or something. So it's really fast. So I would invite you to try the SQL yourself if you are familiar with it, or we can help you, or Camilla will show it in the next webinar. And if there is any problem or any need, any issue with it, and you would like to have it stored in ClickHouse and so on, then yes, contact us and we can think about it and we can find a way how to make it work for you in any way possible.
Anyway, thank you very much, Jeremy. Thank you very much, Kamcha, Beda, everyone. And don't forget to join our next session, which will be even more crazy. So we are looking forward. And I will send the recording. I will try to send it as soon as possible so you guys can watch it again before the next webinar. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you too. Bye.